Hello YouTube, your Daniel is right here. Today I'm going to share with you guys 4 tips that you can take professional self-portrait at your house by yourself, and it only costs you around $0, like zero. So, tip number 1, lighting. Lighting is huge, but today I'm not going to set out any kind of lights, but instead I'm going to utilize the sunlight, which is our natural lights, to still create the professional cinematic looks for your portrait. When you're taking pictures at home, the first thing you need to do is find your window. I'm not kidding. Find your window. Just look around your house to see where the light's coming from. Normally, I would suggest to shoot your pictures around 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. The reason why I suggest that is because during this period of time, the sun is actually on the side of the sky but not on the top. So in this case, the sun can actually pass through to the window and spread inside our room. Example, like for this picture you're looking at it right now, I actually shoot it at 5 p.m. You can see the light looks really good in the laundry room. So that's why I shoot this picture during this period of time. So after we know where our light coming from, the next thing that we are going to do is how we're gonna utilize it. So there I have 2 tips for you guys right here. So the first one is always put your camera to the opposite side of your light source. And when you pose yourself inside the frame, try to put your face inside the lights but not outside the lights. By doing that, it actually can make a really good contrast on your face and that your image looks more cinematic and more moody. The second tip is play around with the texture of the lights. So you can see right here that I actually have the blind shadow on the wall in my pictures. Sometimes just play around with your shadow, just try to see what the shadow can create, what different kind of feelings. It actually can let your image looks more interesting. So tip number 2 is clothes. For the clothes, what I mean here is not you need to wear the really fancy outfits to taking your pictures, but instead what I mean is you need to choose the right color of your clothes when you're taking your portrait. So in order for you to stand out in the image, you need to wear the outfits that can create the color contrast between you and your background. You can see all my surrounding and my background looks white. So that's why I picked these dark blue shirts to shoot the portrait inside this laundry room. So when I put myself inside the frame, you can recognize me immediately. Then I'm actually the main subject in this image. I actually saw a lot of people who wear the white shirts or the bright color clothes when they taking the pictures with the white wall. In that case, it's really easy for them to merge into the background and that the whole image looks flat. So always remember to wear the clothes that can create a contrast between you and your background. Step number 3, aperture. So when you're taking your self-portrait, you want your image more focusing on your face but not on your background. So that's why we want to open up our aperture to create more shadow depth of field, which can let our background looks more blurry. Normally I would set up my focus range from 2.0 to 4.0. I think it's the best focus range to shoot in a portrait. This picture, I set my aperture to 2.5. Then you can see how blurry is the background and how I stand out in this image. So the next and the last step that we are going to talk about is focus. I know it's really hard to put the focus for yourself when you take the pictures alone, but focus is really important factors to determine whether this photo is professional or not. So in here, I'm going to share with you guys how you can get a really decent and sharp focus when you're shooting your self-portrait. So the first tip is autofocus. Try to take the few pictures first with your autofocus to see how it works. And if it's not working well, you can try to change the autofocus setting in your camera. For example, I'm using the A7X Mark II for today's photo shoot, and normally I would set up my autofocus setting to the wide. The reason why I do that is it actually gives me more focus range in the frame. There probably have some people who ask me right now, what if my autofocus doesn't really work well, or I don't really have the autofocus feature in my camera? So that's the time that why we are going to move to our second tips, which is manual focus. So when you're doing your manual focus, the first thing that you need to do is you need to put something like your pants or shirts or anything that you can stick on the spot that you plan to put your face. And after you put the focus on the stuff, and try to let yourself get inside the frame to take a few pictures to see what it looks like. It probably takes a little bit time for you to adjust the focus, but as long as you can make sure your face is exactly on the spot that you put the focus for your stuff, then it doesn't really take you too long to actually to get a really sharp focus on your face. Remember, no matter where you are or whether there are people surround you, anytime when you want to shoot the professional pictures for yourself, just use the 4 tips that I just shared with you guys, and I promise you, you can get the really professional pictures for yourself. Okay, I think it's time for us to wrap up. I really hope you guys find this video to be helpful, and maybe you guys can utilize this 4 tips concept I shared with you guys in this video for your future photo shoot project. Thanks again to watch my channel. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, or if you like the content that I created, maybe you can consider to put the subscribe button down below. Of course, if you have any question you want to tell me, feel free to leave the comment down below, and I will try my best to answer you as soon as possible. And I think I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.